Hi everyone. Today we're going to be learning how to create an interactive PowerPoint. This PowerPoint is going to be about social media. So we will have a home page and then 5 pages after that that talk about a different social media site in each one of those slides. So you will have been shared a folder that has the images you will need for this. They should look something like this. When you have all of those, make sure it's saved locally onto your desktop so we can access them easily. Alright, let's go to your Launchpad and find Microsoft PowerPoint and open that up. Go to File, New Presentation, and have it so that you can see it fairly big on your screen. Let's click and then press Delete to remove these text boxes. Then go to Insert, Pictures, Picture from File, and then on your desktop, find where you have saved that folder and choose Pattern Background. It should look like this. Then say Insert. If this comes up on the side here, just close it because we won't be needing it. So we've got our background, but it's not quite the size of our slide. So let's grab these corners and make it to fit to the slide size there. But now it's too big that it overhangs the top there. So in picture format, choose crop and then scroll up so that we can see the very top of this, and grab the black bar there and then click and drag it down until it snaps to that red line that pops up. Then go down to the bottom, click and drag until it snaps to there, and then release the crop button. Now our background is exactly the size of the slide. Go back to Insert and then choose Picture, Picture from File, and this time we're going to choose the iMac screen and click Insert. Close this. Alright, we'll leave it at that size right there. Now in Home, choose Text Box and create a text box about that size. And we are going to type social media and then press return, and then we're going to type 5 platforms taking over the internet. Highlight all of this text and make it center aligned. And we want to change it to Helvetica. So scroll down until you find Helvetica New. And let's choose Condense Bold. Change the size of social media to 36. And let's change 5 platforms taking over the internet to Helvetica New Regular. There we go. And you can also make sure that it's in the center by using that red guideline. Next, we're going to add in those icons. So let's go back to Insert, Pictures, Picture from File, and we're going to choose these. Now, a shortcut to choose all of them without selecting the other 2 that we have already put in is to hold down Command on your keyboard and then select the ones you want. So we want 5 altogether, and then say Insert. Now these are huge. So while they're all selected, grab a corner of one and click, hold and drag to make it smaller. Let's move it in so that we can kind of get the size that we want. I think that's going to be a good size. Now let's move this front one here over to this side. Using those guidelines, see how that guideline came up the top there? That means it's going to be in line with that back one, which is what we want. Now hold down Shift and select all of them. So all 5 icons should be selected. Then in picture format, go to align and then distribute horizontally. And that should happen. Now go back to align and then say align to top. And now we've got all of our icons in a line. And then we can move this down a little bit so the space there is not too large. All right, go over to your slide panel here, right click and say new slide. We're going to delete these two text boxes using our delete key on the keyboard. Now we are going to go to insert pictures, pictures from files, and choose Facebook and say insert. Close this, make this much smaller, maybe about that size. Bring it up to the middle so that that red line pops up and put it about there. Now we're going to go to home and then choose text box. We're going to draw a text box here. We're going to change the font to Helvetica New Regular and we're going to make it 16 point. In here, type Facebook is a social networking site that makes it easy for you to connect and share with family and friends online. I'll type it and then you can pause it so that you can see what's being written. Keep in mind when you're typing these to use capitals and full stops where it's needed. Do it as you go so that you don't have to do it after. When you've written that, click your text box on the line there and drag it so that it goes into the center with that red line and then let go. Now on here we want to create a home button so that we can link it back to the home page when it's clicked. So go up to shapes, scroll down and find this little home button here. In the corner, click and drag, hold down shift to constrain the proportions and put it there. Now this will pop up and we want to say link to first slide. So yes, leave it like that and say OK. We'll move it more so into the corner. And this blue is not great, so let's change the color of it. Go up to shape fill, click more fill colors, and then using this eyedropper, we are going to go and choose this blue here and then say OK. Now it's changed it to that blue. Alright, let's make the next slide for our next social media app. So we can see here it's going to be Instagram. So let's go back here, right click and say duplicate slide. And on slide 3, we are now going to click on the Facebook icon, right click and then say change picture from a file. And then in there you're going to choose Instagram and click insert. This is a shortcut so we don't have to recreate everything each time. We will have to change this text now. So instead of Facebook, we are going to write Instagram is a free photo and video sharing app available on Apple, iOS, Android and video phone. So once again, you can pause it when I finish writing it so that you can write the text as well. Alright, we don't want one word on its own line here. So just click this text box and make it a little bit bigger so it fits in. And then move your text so that it's in line with that line that pops up. Right, let's do the next slide. Right click, duplicate slide. And this one we want to be the Snapchat. So click on here, right click, change picture from a file and choose Snapchat and then click insert. This text is now going to say, Snapchat is a multimedia messaging app with one of its main features being pictures and messages are only visible for a short time before they disappear. Alright, let's go and write that now. And then move this text box up so that that red line appears. Now on to the next one. Right click, duplicate slide, and this one is going to be for Twitter. So let's go back to slide 5, right click on the icon and choose change picture from a file and choose Twitter. Now for Twitter, we're going to write, Twitter is a microblogging and social networking service which users post and interact with messages known as tweets. Alright, we got one more. So let's click on our slide 5, right click, duplicate slide, and this one is going to be YouTube. So let's go back to slide 6, click on the icon, right click, change picture from a file and choose YouTube. In the text, we're going to write, YouTube is an online video sharing platform where users can watch, upload, comment, like and stream videos. Let's make this text box a little bit bigger if you need to, so that one line is not by itself, and then make that into the center. Great, so now we've done all of our slides with our information. Now we want to link our home slide so that if we click it, it will go to the right page. So let's start off with Facebook here. Let's click on the icon, right click, and then choose link. Then in link, choose this document, click on slide titles and choose slide 2 because slide 2 is where Facebook is living. And then click OK. So for Instagram, we're going to right click, choose link, and then this document, choose slide titles and then slide 3 because that's where Instagram is. Snapchat will be slide 4. Twitter will be slide 5. And YouTube will be slide 6. Alright, so now this should be done. If we go up to slideshow and play from start, let's test it out. So if I click on Snapchat, it's going to take me to the Snapchat page. If I click home, we'll go back. So have a play around with that and see if all of your links work. To get out of this presentation mode, press Escape on your keyboard. Now let's save it. Go up to File, Save As, and then on your desktop, give it a name, call it Social Media PowerPoint with your name after it, and save it there. So now you know how to create an interactive PowerPoint that links your first slide to your other slides. Thanks for watching.